how did a mountain lion come to live in Griffith Park? P22 was first discovered back in 2012 by wildlife biologist Miguel Ordeñana. Miguel had set up a hidden camera and was looking through the photos.
I put in the SD card into my computer, started hoping to see some bobcats, and all of a sudden I see this massive rear end of an animal in front of my computer screen. I knew what I saw. It was a mountain lion, and mountain lion's butt to be specific.
By the time he was first caught on camera in 2012, he was already 2 years old, the equivalent of a young adult in cougar years. Genetic testing later revealed that P22 was born around 40 miles away in the Santa Monica Mountains. When mountain lions reach a year of age, they must leave to find a new territory to call home. When P22 came of age, he headed east. Beth Pratt Bergstrom is with the National Wildlife Federation.
He struck out and did something I think is just quite remarkable, which is headed right into the middle of LA. He started journeying from the Santa Monica Mountains, crosses two of the busiest freeways in the country, somehow. This cat somehow gets across the 101 and the 405. These are ghost cats, and he definitely has employed his ancestors' gift of stealth to find a new home.
National Park Service biologist Jeff Sikich says the leading cause of death among mountain lions is other mountain lions.
And that's the toughest time, especially for young males in the Santa Monica Mountains.
You see, they need around 200 square miles to roam, and male lions will often kill rivals competing for territory. A mountain lion in Griffith Park defies the odds.
Griffith Park is thought to be too small for a mountain lion. A large male mountain lion, which need more space than females, usually need about 200 square miles of space, and Griffith Park only offers 8 square miles.
The NPS supports a plan to construct a wildlife crossing over the 101 freeway in Agoura Hills. It would allow animals to safely move from one region to another without having to contend with a busy freeway. If such a crossing were already in place, P22 likely would never have come to Griffith Park. Instead, he could have headed northeast to an area with much more space to roam and potentially find a mate. But in Griffith Park, he's confined to a very small space, and he flies under the radar.
A ton of people here every day recreating. And yet we have this large carnivore, this mountain lion, and he stays elusive. I can count on one hand the number of confirmed sightings by people. In 4 years we've been following him. Even us researchers, when we're out here and we know where he is, we hardly ever see him.
P22 leads a solitary existence. There's no room for a mate. And he faces an unusual threat: rat poison. In early 2014, photos revealed just one of the poison's disturbing effects: mange.
Seeing P22 get it just kind of threw me for a loop, because his primary prey was deer, and deer aren't really going after rodenticide pellets too often. So to find him getting rat poison in his system kind of taught us that he's just as vulnerable as these other backyard predators, and that he's also eating other things.
To counteract the mange, National Park Service treated him with vitamin K, which cleared up the problem. But how well can he do in such a small space, and how long will he decide to stay? Top predators like mountain lions have an innate need to roam, which allows their gene pool to diversify. But Southern California cats are struggling.
We've discovered that lions in the Santa Monicas have the lowest genetic diversity ever seen out of any lion population on the West Coast. So that leads to these adult males breeding with their daughters and even granddaughters, we've documented.
This type of inbreeding can cause birth defects and eventually an inability to reproduce altogether. And without reproduction, the mountain lions of Southern California could go extinct.
It just speaks of the challenges of these cats living in this urban fragmented landscapes. It really speaks to the need for connectivity across these freeways and the need for wildlife corridors, either tunnels or landscape bridges, safe connection points for these animals.